Hey guys, so it's me, Just a Freak, and I just wanted to let you guys know what I've read in the month of May. So let's start. So first of all, I've read Volume 1 and Volume 2 from Battle Royale, and I have to say it that this series is brutal, and I'm happy that I have it and that I can read it because the art is really good. Let me find something for you guys. The art is pretty good. The faces are are something else. I haven't seen those faces in manga before. Maybe somehow familiar faces, as in not the way that they are drawn, but the way that how crazy the mangaka makes them. I think it compares a little bit with Kakegurui, but yeah, this is way brutal. So yeah, volume 1 and volume 2 of this. After that, I managed to read Immortal Hounds, volume 5 and 6, and like that I finished the Immortal Hounds series. It was a pretty great series. Too bad that this is only the part 1, and part 2 that it's called Immortal Regis, it's not yet in print. So yeah, let's hope that we're gonna get that. If not, maybe digital in a format. Next, a recommendation from Otaku Mike, Tales of Wedding Rings. So I picked up the first 2 volumes. I started to read 2 chapters or something like that. That was the plan, at least, from the first volume, and I got hooked. The story is pretty interesting, and it also has its funny moments, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I recommend it to you guys. I can't wait to pick up the rest of the volumes that are out. I think we have until volume 6 at the moment. And by the way, if you don't know who's Otaku Mike, I'm gonna leave a link in my description. You should try to check out his channel. He's almost to 500 subs, and I don't know, maybe you should sub to him, because he's a pretty funny guy and he puts out great content. So the next one, I've read volume 4, volume 5, volume 6, volume 7, and volume 8 from The Promised Neverland. And I just want to tell you guys that I'm really sorry that I don't have volume 9 and 10 on me, because this story is great. It's full with intrigue, and yeah, I think that everyone knows by now what The Promised Neverland is, and yeah, it's if not, definitely try volume 1. It's gonna get you hooked. After that, I continued to read my favorite isekai at the moment, and that is The Rising of the Shield Hero. So I read volume 2, 3, 4, and 5. I still have 5 more volumes to go. I'm pacing this because I want to read a couple each month, because I don't want it to get at a point where I have to wait for months for another volume to come out. I think right now we have volume 11 out, so that's great. I have to pick that one up. But if you don't know what's The Rising of the Shield Hero, I don't know. If you don't have the manga, at least you could try the anime on Crunchyroll. It's pretty good. After that, I've read the first omnibus from Highrise Invasion. This contains volume 1 and 2. And yeah, as I told you guys before, I'm enjoying this pretty much. And I think that we have 4 omnibuses right now. I have in my collection Omnibus Volume 2, so I have to pick 2 more. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. All the action takes place in a universe, in a city that's full with skyscrapers, and the characters are not able to go on the ground, so everything that happens there, it's on the top of the world. So yeah, some manga fell down, so let's get back to this. So yeah, it has a pretty nice female character in it, a very powerful one, I must say, and I like her interior monologues, and I like the mystery surrounding this city and its rules. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick with this. I enjoyed it so far. After that, I read this beauty, this cute story. A little bit sad, I must say, but it was beautiful. It was just heartwarming. So this omnibus, hardcover omnibus from Jan Press, contains volume 1 to 3 from Wolf Children and Enyuki. It was a pretty nice slice of life series, and I definitely recommend it. After that, I've read the classic collection for Captain Harlock. So this one is great. This one is great. It's funny. It's a classic, so you got that art style in it. Let me try to find you some panels. It's something that I enjoyed a lot, and the quality of these releases are incredible. I just hope that they will continue to release editions like this, because right now I have them all, and I just hope for more. My only complaint with this series is that it's not finished, and maybe it will never be, because Leiji Matsumoto stopped writing this, or at least he put this out as part 1, and after that he started, from what I know, another project where he rewrote some of this. So if you're not put off by not having the whole story in a series, definitely pick this up. If not, keep that in mind. And next, since I was on the road for a while this month, I read some digital manga. First one was one from Osamu Tezuka, New Treasure Island. It's 1 volume, and you can buy it to read it legally on eManga. At least that's from where I got it. It's not that expensive, and it's something that you won't find in print. It was a pretty nice manga, pretty nice story. It was somehow childish, and it reminded me about the comic books, the Mickey Mouse comic books that I was reading in my childhood. But it was definitely an enjoyable read, and a nice buy. I think this was the first manga that he released, or something like that. So if you want to see some series that was part of his debut, try this one out. And after that, from Comixology, I picked up Dragonhead, and I've read from volume 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, so half of the series, because it's a 10 volume series. And I have to tell you guys that it's a pretty messed up one, because I don't know if it's definitely seinen. I don't know if it passes as horror, because I don't know, but definitely it's a story about a student that was in his that was returning from a class trip back to Tokyo, and before he went into a tunnel, he saw a big light in the horizon. After that, he went into the tunnel and he woke up with seeing that his train has crashed. He was engulfed in full darkness, and he slowly figured out that most of the people in that train were killed. So you end up reading a story about human fear, about the dark parts of the human society, and a lot of other things related to this scenario. And for most of the time, you don't know what's happening. You just go with the character, and you try to figure out, and you try to survive that whole incident. So it was pretty nice at so far. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put out a review on this series pretty soon, because it was pretty interesting. So that was all. If I'm not wrong, there was like 31 volumes this month, so it was a pretty good month for me in terms of reading, I must say. And 31 only means that in August, for Jean Grey's Spartan Challenge, I'll have to read at least 32. So if you don't know who Jean Grey is, he's a great manga tuber. Go subscribe to his channel, and maybe you can also take part in, if you wish, in his Spartan Challenge, because that's gonna be a lot of fun. And it's gonna practically push your limits. So if you read I don't know, the most that you have read was 15 volumes a month, you have to read one more at least to pass the challenge. So that's gonna be fun. I think that a lot of people will join that challenge. So yeah, maybe I'll see you guys there. So that's all, guys. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you thought about my reads in the comment section. Thanks, and have a great day.